In Rome, Manning lives like a rich kid, avoids work, rents an absurdly pricey apartment, and enjoys Archie Trust Fund perks. But trouble lurks around the corner. Archie was all set to spend Christmas in the Alps with his buddy Fred, but now he's just playing the role of the flake, while Fred is fuming on the phone. After a search, Fred finds Tom, only to discover Tom rented the apartment in Archie's name. Tom's in big trouble. In panic, he uses his new ashtray for a fatal blow. Late at night, Tom thought he could just toss the body in Abigail Lane, but lo and behold, luck wasn't on his side as dawn came and the cops caught him red-handed. Detective Peter arrives like delivering ice cream. Tom's terrified as if seeing a ghost. By luck, he barely dodges questioning. After Peter leaves, Tom, sleepless all night with a brain like a soggy watermelon, finally crashed on the couch, fast asleep. The door was pushed open by a mysterious figure, unveiling nothing but the sequel to his nightmare. Archie may not have made it, but he got caught selling the boat by Maggie, who quickly whipped up a letter to send to her boyfriend, like it was expressed to live. Just as she left the yacht club, she caught a glimpse of the big headline, Fred was dead. Tom's little secrets were about to blow up. The boat rental guy spilled the beans to the cops, and they went door to door like a neighborhood watch, finally tracking down the hotel where Archie and Tom had checked in. The front desk staff said Archie and Tom checked in together, but only one checked out. Talk about a mysterious disappearance. Local cops perked up, thinking the shipwreck might just be too fishy to be an accident. Next day, the shipwreck news made headlines, and Tom, seeing it, decided to book a hotel in Sicily, plotting his getaway. While Tom was in the process of packing his bags, knock, knock. Here comes the unwelcome visitor again, and it's Detective Peter, rushing in with the sensational gossip about the shipwreck. As Tom entered the apartment with Archie's passport, Peter suspects Tom may be the missing person. This was just Tom's first step in his elaborate misdirection plan. To ease Peter's doubts, Tom attempts to mimic Archie's accent, saying he just saw Archie a few days ago and that guy brought him some winter gear from the town. Peter raises an eyebrow and says, "Come on, a round trip from Rome to a town is quick. Why not just go grab it yourself?" Tom, quick on his feet, responds that he just didn't want to run into his ex Maggie. Peter can't help but jot down Maggie's name, then continues probing about the shipwreck. The shipwreck was discovered in a deserted cove, far from the rental spot. The boat rental guy insisted that returning was impossible. This meant the captain had no intention of returning the boat, plus it was filled to the brim with stones. There were bloodstains on board, and the anchor went missing. Tom knew trouble was brewing. Tom decided to respond in silence. While Peter was waiting, Tom's silence was the loudest statement. The room fell silent for a good 10 seconds before Peter finally blurted, "A certain British fella named Fred was murdered, and a certain American named Tom might just be missing. Both fellas were last seen with you." Tom, unable to hold back, counters, "Detective, do you have any actual evidence for that accusation?" The question stunned Peter. WW2 had just ended, military strength emerged, though Fred the deceased was British. But the era of the sun never setting is over. Peter knew better than to mess with a rich American without solid proof. If he mishandled it, it could spiral into a diplomatic nightmare. Tom claims he's heading to Sicily to write a book and hopes Peter won't bother him. Peter, like a mischievous kid, extinguishes his cigarette, asking for the name of Tom's hotel, respecting his choice as long as he stays in Italy. Tom spills the name of the hotel and ushers Peter out the door. Just as he shuts the door, the phone rings again. Tom picks up the phone and hears Maggie on the line, thinking to himself, "Uh-oh, trouble's brewing." Tom pretends all is well, while Maggie urges Archie to pick up the call. Tom pulls an old trick again, claiming Archie's gone out. To Tom's great surprise, Maggie responds with, "Come on in already." "Thanks, Mom." Tom thinks quickly and says Archie slipped out the back door, seemingly off to write a book and wouldn't be back anytime soon. Maggie, hearing that, feels let down. To avoid the landlady's suspicions, Tom decides to meet Maggie at the cafe on the corner. Maggie asks if he's seen the newspaper. Fred's dead. Tom pauses on purpose. As if hiding a secret, he whispers that the Roman police just paid him a visit, suspicious that Archie might have killed Fred. Maggie firmly believes Archie is innocent, and Tom eagerly agrees. The police are just speculating, without solid evidence. Maggie mentions the sold sailboat and the missing furniture, wondering if Archie has no plans to return to a town. Tom says he's not sure, just following up. Maggie asks where Tom is staying, and he casually mentions the hotel. Realizing she can't pry any more info, she hurriedly boards the train home. That night, Tom finally sheds his burdens, puts on his pajamas, and boards the ship to Sicily, the ocean turning into an abyss under the night sky. Gazing at the churning waters, Tom's right eyelid starts twitching like a runaway motor. Something big is brewing. The very next day, the dog-walking guy who spotted Tom disposing of the body makes a beeline for the precinct. He spots the news about Fred's murder and thinks it might be linked to those two drunken guys from that night. Peter asks what those two looked like, and the dog walker shrugs, saying it was too dark. Peter presses for the time, and the dog walker says he forgot. Peter then asks what kind of car they were driving. The dog walker replies he's not into cars, so he didn't remember the make. Peter gets a bit impatient and asks what he does remember, insisting no detail is too small. The dog walker replies, well, one of them was wearing a top hat. How riveting. Peter drives over to a town, arriving at Maggie's cozy little mountain house, going through it thoroughly only to realize it's tiny and turns up nothing.